So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. 10 reasons the Galaxy S23 Ultra is better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yes, we're going there. It's better. Yep, I'm going to tell you 10 ways how it is. Let's begin. Well, before we begin, go ahead and smash the like button for me. It helps you get more videos to your feed. If you subscribe and you're like, where the heck is this guy's videos? And then one pops up and you're like, I haven't seen you in a while because YouTube doesn't send me that content. We'll start with number one, the price. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, even with this case that I got included in the promo deal, was cheaper than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now the 15 Pro Max right here, I don't care if it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, Easter, it doesn't matter, whatever holiday it is, wherever you are, there's just never sales on this phone, ever. Like all the way through the year, you just don't get sales. I mean, okay, there's a carrier who will throw in a free phone if you buy one, but most of the time you're paying full price. Samsung, on the other hand, gives you a deal even when, you know, multiple times throughout the year. And so, yeah, we could say, well, that's because they don't sell as many phones and blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is you have two phones that have essentially the same type of performance, the same type of specs, similar competitiveness, but only one gives you a discount, and that's Samsung. And this is not sponsored, and neither company sent me these phones. I have to tell you by law if they were sent. So if you don't hear me say this phone was sent, it wasn't sent. So keep that in mind. The second reason the Samsung destroys iPhone 15 Pro Max is it's a far more productive phone. And this is an area that really destroys it. You can have app pairs. You can bring in pop views. And a lot of people say, I don't do all that multitasking. Hey, you don't have to do it ever until you need it. But when you need it and you don't have it, it's super annoying when you have a phone that's 6.7 inches and you can't even split the screen. Now, don't get me wrong. I still like the simplicity of iOS, but I've been waiting for a simple split screen even on my iPhone for quite a few years. I still love the phone, but I just want to have a split screen. So the Samsung, for that aspect alone, is a far more productive phone, I feel like, to use. In addition to that, you can add the S Pen in there, and then you get even more productivity. So a lot going on here. This feels more computer in your pocket. This feels more phone in your pocket on the right. But the thing about Samsung is that you can use it as just a phone, or you can play around with the productivity aspects if you need to. And so that's number two. Number three, better screen quality. You know, Samsung is providing the OLED displays that come on most of your iPhones out here. And, you know, Apple said, I need a closer, more edge-to-edge screen, less bezels. Who do you think was able to pull that one off for them? Yeah, that was Samsung, because they are the kings of display. Now, Apple's trying to go away, if you've been reading the news, to BOE, B-O-E, for display technology, but they have been having light leakage issues, so Samsung still remains supplier. The Samsung device, though, here just has a better vivid panel. It's just so noticeable when you look at this versus that. It just has much more pop to the display. The iPhone actually looks like the Samsung display in natural mode. So if we take it over here, we'll bring it over here to natural mode. Now, one con with this phone, though, is that it does have more PWM than the iPhone. So I'll give Apple credit there. I'm really happy that they have less PWM. So if you're sensitive to flickering, the iPhone is actually better than this phone in display department. However, from pure, you know, vivid standpoint, from a pure OLED standpoint, this is top of the line right here. QHD plus here, high resolution, super smooth, LTPO. I mean, this is amazing panel all around. And the fact that it still looks this good this many months later is really saying something. It's saying who's the king of display right here. I think we kind of know that answer already. So, and it's not like this is anything new. It's been this way. But it's not just that. It's the punch hole. It's the way media looks on this panel. You know, things just don't get in the way. It's just a really overall super premium high-end display with very minimal already bezels on here as well. But maybe those get even less on the next Samsung. We'll have to see. The next one is the software, while not as simple as iPhone, is definitely more fun to use. I mean, there's just so much to play around with. You can go ahead and edit all these quick panel things up here. Yeah, you have so much to do. If you go over here to themings, it's fun to use. Whereas this phone can get boring, just apps and stuff. And while boring is great, it's great for the everyday person. Some people say, I'm not a kid anymore. And I'm not saying that you're a kid if you use, customization, but I'm saying something that people have said in the comments before. I find that childish. This is a comment people have said, that they find it childish to customize. I personally don't. I think it's fun to change up the look sometime, especially when your phone is getting kind of boring. And if you don't ever want to do that, One UI looks fine by itself. But you have plenty of customization, including some of the best out there with good lock. So this is really quite a fun phone to use. And not just that, when you go into settings, I find that the advanced features and stuff like that really brings this up a notch, even more fun. I don't really like Samsung's included wallpapers, but you can go ahead in the Play Store and find plenty more. It's also kind of entertaining that you have Play Store and Galaxy Store. While it is a little messy to me, you also do get, well, I got to update this app, but you also do get, the ability to play around with their store and Google Store. So that just really makes it even more entertaining to use. So we got so much going on here with this application. Should have did the update. But you can play around with their app store and then Google's app store. I mean, this is an entertaining phone. Point blank. You can really distract yourself with this one. There's just so much to do. So the next one after the software, number 5, is going to be the DeX. Now, DeX just absolutely destroys the DisplayPort over there on the iPhone. Samsung DeX basically makes this phone a computer. And with that being said, don't you want to have a phone that can really just go computer for you if you need it to? I mean, it just this actually can defeat the fact of needing an actual laptop if that's the situation you're in. You can actually use DeX and take a portable monitor on the go when you're traveling. It really is a kind of a good value if you take advantage of what DeX has to offer. Now, Apple's iPhone 15 Pro Max can actually do USB-C DisplayPort, which means you can plug this straight into a monitor with USB-C and it will beam iPhone's display up there. However, iPhone's display will just be simply iPhone's display. Connect the mouse, doesn't do anything. You still have to scroll with your finger. So this, you can connect the keyboard and the mouse, and then you can leave your phone on the side. You can also use the display as a trackpad. So that's another way it really wins out. The next one is that the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra's notifications just look much more clean, and I just like the way they're laid out better. You could pull them down, you could swipe them away, either way. And overall, just the notification setup just looks to me better. It's just better laid out. It's more organized. And then the way they pop up here so you can see that you have stuff, it's just a better notification system in my opinion. You do get notifications up here, but they kind of like hide away behind the center. And while Apple has improved this over the years, I just think the way they're laid out on Android just still looks better on a notification front. So just keep that in mind. That's one of the ways I think it's a better phone. The next one is S Pen takes the creativity aspect as well as productivity aspect to the next level. So if we go ahead and click this, you'll see we have Create Note, View All Notes, Smart Select, and then you can add more apps to the S Pen command window, including Magnify Glance, AR Doodle. And so if you really want to have even more fun, the S Pen included in the phone itself, there's just nothing like this out there. There are some phones with stylus, but they're not as feature packed. They're not as well made, and they just don't have the same type of software that the Galaxy S23 Ultra has. So I really hope Samsung keeps bringing that S Pen to the future phones and never takes it away, because that is really something that makes this phone stand out against all competitors on the market today. The next one is that Samsung is really pushing on the AI. Now, Apple is going to be bringing AI as well, but we already have AI features in the camera, including advanced intelligent options here, which allow you to do different things like minimize, take pictures as fast as possible, but also you can scan QR codes, documents, and texts, and you could do some of those things on iPhone, but they're pushing the AI a little bit more here on Samsung phones, and it's going to get even more ahead with the upcoming S24 Ultra. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that upcoming content. That should be probably late January, mid-February, so we're not too far away from that. Super excited about that. So the AI camera features that came with One UI 6 really makes this a nice touch over the 15 Pro Max. The next one is if you go into settings here, you scroll down to advanced features. There's just so much you can do on here, including different motions and gestures, different multi-window stuff. Then when you go to labs, you can do dark mode for all applications. So if an application doesn't support dark mode, it's available there. Also, if we scroll through here, you'll just see so much going on. And then Samsung has this cool thing where it'll tell you, are you looking for something? And you can find it. And some people say, well, that's because they have so much, it gets complex. Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's nice that they have a little message that gives you the ability to find something you cannot find usually. And the last one I gotta say is going to be the media aspect. So let me go ahead and grab a photo here. I'm grabbing a photo right here or a video here on the Galaxy. Man, let's go ahead and turn it this way. Hold on. Rotate. The video aspect. This is my favorite smartphone to watch content on. Look at this. It's unbelievable. It's like you're holding a miniature Samsung TV in your hand. You can see right there, the punch hole barely gets in the way versus this thing getting in the way of the media experience. So the media experience really good here, although Dynamic Island is pretty cool. So yeah, this is really a huge step. Bonus tip or bonus feature that makes this better is the landscape mode. I know this is not useful to everybody or not everybody cares, but honestly, there's just sometimes that the iPhone gets annoying where it's always staying in portrait, especially in bed at night when you're trying to, scroll something, you want to turn it over sideways and then you go back to the home screen, you got to flip it. I just liked having a dedicated landscape mode. So there are many more things that I could say that are better about this phone. I didn't even cover about how it has much more zoom on the camera. The colors I think are just better too. Some people don't like this red because they think it looks orange, but some of the other colors are just nicer to me. But overall, these are 10 reasons the Galaxy S23 Ultra is better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And you know what's next? iPhone 15 Pro Max better than Galaxy S23 Ultra. We're going to break that down in the next episode. So go ahead and be subscribed for that. Stay tuned. And thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick here. Be sure to be well. I'm going to catch you all in the next episode. And peace.